Today, or leave to wither in a week. With severed skies, it roots not through. We'll bleed into this brand new world that's come to be. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Low Life Podcast. I'm your host, Brady, and let's just get into it today, man. So first off, that intro song right there was a band called A Sounding Sea. They're from Dallas, Texas. I've been friends with them for probably 3 years now. 3 years, I say. Maybe a little longer than that. And man, they're just such good guys. I love those guys. I haven't seen them in a while, but they just put out really awesome music, and they all just have the most genuine, sweet, super loving personalities, and they're so much fun to see and to be around. So definitely go check them out if you've never heard of them. I mentioned a show last week called the Dojo Showcase, and they are actually going to be on that show, which is here in Oklahoma City. So if you like them or you go and listen to them and want to check them out, they will be there. Like I said, that show is only $5. It's October 6th at the Dojo, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then you should definitely come, meet some new people, see some bands you've never seen, and yeah, just have a good time, because that's what life's about. I actually, fun fact, I used to manage the band A Sounding Sea a couple years ago when I was still managing and booking shows and attempting to book tours and not doing that good of a job, to be honest, but it was a fun experience nonetheless. Sometimes I do miss it, and sometimes I kind of want to book shows again, but I think that point in my life is kind of come and gone. I did it, I had fun, but I don't know that I need to go down that road again. And if I do it, it'll just be for fun. It's not going to be to try to make a job out of it like I did before. But yeah, like I said, I managed them for a little while, helped them get some shows, and I do a lot of I used to do a lot of graphic design, so I helped them with a new logo and stuff like that. And they're really cool dudes. So yeah. So let's see, shows. So I'm gonna try at the beginning of every week to talk about shows, whether it's car meets or concerts. I'm gonna try to talk about both of those upcoming stuff. So like I said, I did mention the Dojo Showcase, October 6th. I know you're like, oh, that's not necessarily coming up. But it's a month away. Gives you time to prepare, get off, whatever. It is on a Saturday. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be there. I need to take off. Funny enough, I'm telling you to take off. I need to take off for work. But yeah, definitely be at that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see, coming up next weekend, not next weekend, 2 weekends from now, on September 8th in Stroud, Oklahoma, is Fun Run, which is going to be a drift event. And it's out at an old, it's pretty much in a parking lot. It used to be like a mall that was out there in Stroud that got hit by a tornado. Now it's just a giant parking lot, and they have drift events there like once a month or every couple months. That's a lot of fun. It's $10 to spectate, to go and watch, $60 to come out and run your car. And it's from, what time was it from? You would think that I know that. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you like drifting and you've never been to an event, go check it out. If you like drifting, want to drift your car and have never got to, definitely go. And yeah, go out, have some fun. Go watch some drifting. Like I said, if you've never been to that, I highly recommend it. It's dope. I don't think I will be at that one. I don't think I can get out to that one, but you should still go. And then that same night here in the city, there is a Oklahoma stance meet hosted by Proper Gang. So it'll be a lot of stance cars. I've kind of explained to you what stance cars are and stuff. A lot of people there's a lot of mix of people. There'll be other things in stance cars, but for the most part it'll be stance cars. And that's also September 8th at 7 p.m. at Dave & Buster's here in Oklahoma City. we'll usually pack out that parking lot. We'll have a lot of fun. People walk around, take pictures. There'll be video, stuff like that. It's really cool. A lot of people end up walking over to the Whataburger next door and getting food and hanging out. So those meets are always a lot of fun. So if you're into cars and want to come hang or see my car and you've never seen it before, or just come learn about what Stance is, or just come hang out and look at cool cars, whatever you like to do, you should come do that as well. I should be at that one. I kind of plan on it, so we'll see how things kind of go from there, I guess. Let's see, we got any other events coming up? I think that's all I got for right now. But like I said, I should be at that Stance meet, so if you want to see my car and you've heard me talk about it, or you know what my car looks like and you've just never seen it in person, or you just want to hang out with me, whatever, come hang. Give me some ideas about what to talk about on this podcast, or tell if you want to be a guest, whatever, just come hang, have a good time. I'm repeating myself probably. Oh well. Let's see. So I wanted to give a shout out to Slammed Media. Now, if you don't know what Slammed Media is, they are a media company. They make videos, they shoot photos of stance cars, and not always stance cars, sometimes other stuff. They go to most of the GIFs events that I go to, and they go to import face-offs, and they'll probably be at that stance meet that I just told you about. They go to a lot of different stuff, and they just take really, really high quality pictures. And almost every event that I go to, if they're there, they get a really high quality picture of my car, and I really, really appreciate it. So my buddy Jeremy runs that. So shout out to you, Jeremy. You take fire pictures. I am going to be having some pictures in the video for the podcast from here on out. Somebody gave me some suggestions and told me they'd like to see pictures of what I'm talking about or flyers for other shows, so I'm going to try to start including those in the video with the podcast, so you guys kind of get a better idea of what I'm talking about if I'm talking about something you never heard of. Or, seeing a visual flyer will help you, so you're like, okay, cool, I know where to go or how to look this up or whatever. You don't have to listen to me repeat it 6 times. But yeah, Slammed Media is, man, if you need some fire pictures of your car, definitely hit Jeremy up, or it's called Slammed Media. So good. They take such good pictures. It's insane. So shout out to them. Which they actually just posted a picture of my car from the last drift event that I went to, and man, the quality is just so good. I wish I had a good camera to take good pictures, but like, it makes me so thankful for for people like them that exists, so I get super dope pictures like that, because otherwise I probably wouldn't. I just take my iPhone pictures forever. So shout out to them. So something I've been kind of doing lately, and I don't really even remember how this started, is just going back and listen to some of the music that I used to listen to in like high school. Which, man, sometimes you go back and you're like, oh, why did I listen to that? But then sometimes you'll go back and listen to bands that you totally even forgot existed, and you're like, oh my God, I used to love this band. How did I ever forget about that band? How did I stop listening to that band, even though sometimes they're not a band anymore, or they stopped making music or changed their sound, because that happens a lot. But man, I've just really been having like going down like, I don't know, like 10th grade lane lately, man. Just listening to all these, like, I guess you could say emo bands, scene bands, like Escape the Fate and stuff like that. I've just been going back, and man, it's been so much fun. I love finding new bands, but I also love reminiscing and going and listening to the old bands that I used to. And I've actually been listening to the first Escape the Fate album, Dying Is Your Latest Fashion. I listened to that. I went and listened to one song the other night and I was like, oh man, I forgot about this album. And then the next day I listened to the whole album like twice, like on my way to work and on my way back. And I ended up listening to it with my girlfriend later that day. And I think we listened to it a couple days later. Like, we've just been listening to it so much, but it's so good. It's held up so well. It's crazy, man. If you don't know anything about Escape to Fate, man, we could talk about Escape to Fate because, man, that band has some crazy history. If you don't know anything about that band, well, originally it started off with a vocalist named Ronnie Radke, and eventually he went to jail. And while he was in jail, they replaced him with another singer called Craig Mabbitt, who that dude has a whole bunch of history being in other popular metalcore bands. Like he helped start Bless the Fall, and he helped start We Came as Romans, and I think The Word Alive, and he ended up getting kicked out of like all of those bands, which is kind of funny. But he joined Escape to Fate, and they made an album together while Ronnie Radke, the original vocalist, is still in jail. But meanwhile, that dude's writing a new record while he's in jail. He comes out a couple months after being out of jail, has a new band already, and already has like an album out a couple months after that. And then they're like end up on the same label, even though they're like kind of rival bands. And then I'm pretty sure they've toured together. Man, it's just that band has got so much craziness and so much story and drama and beef behind Escape to Fate. It's kind of crazy. Honestly, they're still really good. I don't love their new albums. This War Is Ours is probably my favorite album though. Like, and I'm not a huge Craig Mabbitt fan, but that album is so good. So good. I probably played the ever living shit out of that CD when I was in like freshman year of high school. So good. And one thing I always thought was funny is pretty sure it's their drummer or maybe one of their guitarists. He looks like literally exactly like the guitarist from Guns N' Roses Slash. Like he wears aviators and has long curly hair and like and I don't know if he just does that on purpose, but it's kind of weird. And also, I want to know if he like does he get that all the time? You look like Slash because like at some point you'd probably get tired of that. Like he has looked like that forever. Like the entirety of the band has existed, he has looked like that. So I'm like, how does that not that dude not get tired of that? Like same glasses, same haircut. It's kind of crazy. I'm just like, oh man, you gotta like at some point you gotta get tired of that. Ooh, another artist I've really been digging lately. I'm hoping he puts out like an album or something, but his name is Miles Parrish, and he's a rapper. I'm pretty sure he's from California. I should have double checked that, but yeah, he's from L.A. I knew that. I don't know why I said pretty sure. But he's from L.A. and he put out a song called Kickback, and it actually has a couple YouTubers that I know and watch in it, and the music video is so good and so funny. And then I kind of researched him. I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. Went back and found out he has a song he put out earlier in the year called Mosh Pit. And you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be cheesy. What does this kid know about a mosh pit? But he mentions like moshing, like legitimate, like hardcore dancing moshing, not like push moshing, like picking up the change, and talks about Northern California hardcore. And like I was like, man, this kid used to go to shows and stuff. So like I thought that was actually really cool. And the beat, soon as it drops, it's just like, dude, it just makes you want to dance, dude. It's so good. Uh, I'll put I'll put up a picture of the album and probably a link to him or something in the description. But man, the beat to Mosh Pit gets me so freaking hyped, dude. I freaking love it. Oh man. Okay, more music news. I think like a week ago or so, Fit for a King put out a new band or new they put out a new band. Okay. No, they put out a new song called Backbreaker, and I think they're getting ready to drop a new album pretty soon. But this song is so heavy. Like I've seen Fit for a King like 5 or 6 times, and they're a really heavy band. Don't get me wrong. And I didn't think that they were like getting soft or selling out, but this song is just blew me away from like the first 10 seconds, and I was just like, oh shit, like shit's about to get real. So man, freaking go listen to Backbreaker. Like right now, like you can pause this if you want. Pause this. Go listen to that if you like heavy music, like metalcore or heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. Go listen to that. It's so good. I feel like this whole podcast is just going to be me telling you to go to things or listen to things, but I mean, that's pretty much what this is about. It's about cars. It's about music, you know, just having fun, man. Um so yeah. Okay, so from going on from news and telling you stuff to check out and go to listen to, there's something that's kind of been going on in like the car scene, stance scene lately that kind of bugs me, and this is just my opinion. You can feel differently about it. You can not give a shit about it. You can just choose to ignore it. It's kind of whatever. I've talked to some friends in the scene about it though, but there's just like weird divide slash like new thing and like in the like stance community where it's like a division between people who have bagged cars versus like static cars. And if you don't know what a static car is, it's a car that's on coilovers versus air ride suspension or airbags. And so airbags, you can air up your car and you can still drive it, and then when you get somewhere you can air it out and be lower, and so you can air back up so you can drive on, bad roads and not tear your car up, which is really good and really useful. But bags for your car are really really expensive, and they can malfunction. You can blow an airline and then you can't drive your car anymore, and they can get pretty expensive and complicated. And with static, you're just low all of the time. You can adjust your suspension up and down, but you have to do it manually, and you can adjust the stiffness and all that stuff. But whatever your ride height is what you stay at when you're driving. And that's my preference. I prefer static cars because driving as low as you sit when you're not in it just looks cooler to me, and it's just always kind of been my preference. But there's this weird thing in like the airbag, like bagged car part of the stance scene where they're just like static is dead. Nobody cares about static anymore. Nobody's trying to go static, but like there's plenty of people still doing it and having their cars as low, if not lower, than people on bags. So I don't really know where like this whole movement idea like came from. I don't know if it's just people like trying to make people mad. Oh, static's dead, and I don't get it. It's negative. Like we're all car people. We all like modding cars. We all like having low cars and going out and having a good time. So I don't really know why we need this whole like negative thing towards something that you're also a part of. I really don't get it. It bothers me, and it doesn't even bother me because like, oh well, I'm static, so that's why it bugs you. Like that's not really why it bugs me. I have plenty of friends with bagged cars, and I've had friends who have had a static car, had a bagged car, went back to a static car. Like it's not even about that. It's just like it just seems like unnecessary negativity, man. Like just all be friends and hang out. Doesn't matter what who's doing and what's popular right now and what's not. Cool, bagged cars are popular. They've been popular for a while, so I don't know why there's this new mentality, and I'm just really not about it. So yeah, that's just something I've just really been wanting to talk about. I've talked to some people about it, but I just don't. It's creating a negative like tension, and I know a lot of people don't take it serious, and a lot of people are joking when they say it because they have friends that are and aren't bagged or are and aren't static or whatever. But I don't know. I just think that whole little movement just needs to like die or go somewhere. To be honest, it's just kind of lame to me. And on top of that, static's not dead. It's pretty alive, and there's a lot of people still rocking some insane builds that are static. So whatever. I'm team stay static. I don't care. But yeah, so yeah, that's a thing that's been bugging me. But anyways, man, I really hate When something comes up for sale and you're like, damn, I really want that, and you can't afford it, and then you have to just sit there and you gotta look at it and just be like, yep, well, I don't have the money to buy that. Too bad. Or like, don't you hate when like the perfect thing that you've been looking for, like say you've been shopping around for something, you're like, oh, finally, the perfect one, and then you're like, I need to go buy this, and then like a day later, it's like sold. That's like the most upsetting feeling ever, dude. Like it's so disappointing. Like I freaking hate it. It's just like, why? Why do you have to tempt me, world, with this wonderful thing that I wanted? That funny story is because that actually happened to my girlfriend, which she listens to this, so sorry, babe, but when she was trying to buy a car, we found the perfect one, and then like a week later, not even a week later, like a few days later, it was already not there, and I was like, man, we didn't even go look at it yet. Disappointing. And there's these wheels that I want to buy for my car that man, they're in a little bit rough condition, but the guy wants too much for them. Man, I really want to buy them because they would be super legit, but I'm not going to pay that much for them right now. But that is something I really want to do before the end of the year. Maybe by next car show season or something like that. I really want to get some new wheels for my car. I've had the ones on that I have on there now for almost 2 years, and I just think it's time for a step up, time for an upgrade, time for something different. And so I've been looking around at some stuff. I really want a set of BBSs. They're just so freaking expensive. And even if I get them used, they're still like worth more than my car is worth probably, but I'll get some eventually. I've got some ideas on how I'm gonna pay for some stuff. I gotta work on some stuff, work on setting some stuff up here and there, and should be able to afford that and some other things for my car. Got some big plans for it. Just gotta get it all done and gotta really get to work on it. But man, once it's done, once it comes together, it's gonna be incredible. And I just really can't wait. But for now, I'm just gonna keep doing the stuff I'm doing, or in ordering the small stuff, knocking stuff out that I've wanted to do for a while. So right now, I really want to order the harnesses and a harness bar for my car. I've been putting it off for like a month, and I just need to just nut, just buckle up and just do it because it's gonna look so good. I can't wait. I picked out the harnesses and the bar like 3 weeks ago, and I just really want to order them. So hopefully I can do that. Hopefully on Friday. That'd be pretty cool. I'd really like to get those done because it'll just make my interior look so fire. And I don't even need the harnesses for the safety reasons. I don't race my car. I mean, I do not have an airbag in my steering wheel, having an aftermarket steering wheel, so I guess the harness might save my face, but mostly gonna be for looks. I don't use my back seat anyway. My car is too low, and I can't have people sit in my back seat because of the suspension, and it'll make my ass drag, and it's just not really a good time for anybody, to be honest, because if you're in the back, you're sitting almost right on top of the back coils, and then it's bouncy and not a good time. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to order those soon, and it will be pretty dope. I'll put up pictures of that and stuff once I've done it. I can put up pictures now, I guess, of what it could look like, might look like. But let's see. Well, I think that's about gonna wrap it up for this week. I know I didn't really have any super big crazy topic to talk about this week. Not too much going on in my world or the car scene world right now. If you go to Cars and Coffee here in Oklahoma City, I'm gonna try to make it this Saturday, but I have work, so I don't know. Don't know about that. If you've never been to a Cars and Coffee, You should definitely check those out. Those are always a lot of fun. It's just the only downside is it's like stupid early in the morning. And if you're just going to look at the cars, you don't have to get there that early. But if you want your car in the main parking lot, you got to get there at like at the latest 7 a.m. And the whole thing doesn't even technically start till like 8 a.m. But you got to get there pre 7 a.m. to get a really good spot there. And I really struggle to do that almost every time I go. I get there like at 7 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I should have got here earlier. But getting up at like 6:30 is like even earlier than that is like absolutely the worst, especially on like a Saturday when you just want to sleep in. But we'll see. I might make it work this weekend. If not, they have one every single month. I'll just be at the next one. Not a big deal. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks for suggestions and always sharing it and whatever else you guys do to support it. I really appreciate it. This is Brady. This has been the Low Life Podcast. Peace.